Greetings,
Hello everyone,
and welcome to another edition of Don Hammond's Arlington Weekly News. I'm Craig Nolan. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us. I'm Daniel Pineda.
My name's Adele Quo.
And another show lined up for you here. This is our post-Cinco de Mayo, post-Mother's Day.
Wow.
What else?
Pre-Memorial Day.
Pre-Memorial Day show. I forgot about that.
Wasn't Cinco de Mayo a month ago?
Cinco de Mayo
Yeah,
was a
that's
while
like,
ago.
woo.
Mother's Day was a while ago.
Hey, Brad,
so
go Caps.
Memorial Day and go Caps.
Go
Come on,
Caps.
Caps.
As of
Game
this
7,
taping-
baby.
As of this taping, it looks pretty good. So
nervous.
we'll see what happens come this time in 24 hours. But
Viva
we
Las
have-
Vegas. We gotta beat them.
News and Community Bulletin Board at Delco is here. You can see that with another installment of
It's easy being green.
Man, you got us there a little.
Yeah, a little.
Wait till we
You
try to
fake
start
it.
singing that some night. Then we'll really be in trouble, you know. Okay, CBB, as I mentioned, a roll-in, a fitness expo roll-in. Oh, okay.
Cool.
News for seniors. And then, it's a little interview, a little chit-chat that we had with one of our special guest
yeah,
alumnus,
Yes, a famous
alumnus, returning alumnus guest who stopped in here, and we had a sit down, had a little chit-chat with Michelle Katz. So that's our show, but before we begin, hey, it's your
Yeah,
turn.
and it was really cool because Michelle last week brought Portia.
And she brought Portia with her.
Yeah.
Portia is still around.
Remember Portia?
Yes, I do remember Portia.
Well, Craig, you can watch the Arlington Weekly News on our YouTube channel. That's youtube.com/Arlington Weekly News. And you guessed it, the number 1. Also, facebook.com/Arlington Weekly News. And also on the radio.
Also on the radio, WERA 96.7 LPFM in your ear. Check us out. All right, here we go now. As promised, first of our news items. Okay, and the prompter seems to be working. Wonderful. A flyer was spotted in Clarendon for Identity Europa, which featured a photo of several white men with the caption, "Our generation," and we're quoting now, "Our generation, our future, our last chance." Well, according to a spokesman for the organization, the group is a movement for European Americans seeking to preserve and or identify and restore the American nation. Both the Southern Poverty Law Center and the Anti-Defamation League categorized Identity Europa as a white supremacist group. The main page of the organization's website shows a photograph of a large banner with the words "America First" and "End Immigration." And with more on this, Daniel.
Well, Craig, on to our next story for tonight. At the most recent Open Door Monday, one resident brought information of interest to Arlingtonians who actively participate in outdoor sports. He reported on the activities of a Washington, D.C. company, D.C. Fray, a for-profit organization which he says makes reservations at some Arlington sport facilities that are normally available to the public. Then charges for admission at a substantial markup. His complaint was that D.C. Fray is making a large profit on facilities, specifically volleyball courts, which were substantially paid for with Arlington taxpayer dollars, and that the sheer volume of booked dates was reducing availability for ordinary Arlington residents.
Okay, and here's the story that we have more on now. Part 2 of that story, an examination of the D.C. Fray website shows them having reserved the courts at Quincy Park for June 24 and June 27, and Westover Park for June 25, 26, 28, and July 14th, with league competition dates continuing through the summer. D.C. Fray charges $60 for individual registration and $515 for team registration. In contrast, Arlington County charges residents $11 an hour for use of the same courts, but those courts must be relinquished when they are reserved. County Board Chair Katie Crystal said that she and other members of the Arlington County Board will investigate the situation. Daniel.
Well, Craig, Arlington, Alexandria, and Fairfax firefighters worked together to quickly extinguish a fire last Saturday evening. The fire broke out in the attic of a townhome in the 4800 block of 10th Street South near Columbia Pike and 4 Mile Run. No injuries were reported.
All right, Daniel, and that's it for our news stories. CBB coming up right after we hear from Adele Quo and another installment of
It's easy being green.
On that one.
Yeah, Yeah, no, I think we did pretty good there. Thanks for the warm welcome.
Give you a little bit of heads up. Here's Adele.
Welcome back, everyone, to It's Easy Being Green. My name is Adele Quo. Our very favorite, exciting event is coming up soon, and Joe Tree Frog, our mascot, wants you to mark your calendars and join us for the 16th annual Arlington Green Home and Garden Tour on Sunday, June 3rd, 2018, from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. Our very own Mary let's take two. Our very own Mary Fantuccio's Stormwater Wise Landscapes, designed by yours truly, will be featured on this year's tour. Stop by 2605 North Lexington Street to meet Joe Tree Frog and learn what natives are blooming in Mary's garden all year round. The tour will kick off at the LEED certified Walter Reed Community Center, located at 2909 16th Street South. Speak with experts at the kickoff location to learn more about sustainable practices such as planting native plants, stormwater management, soil nutrient management, tree planting, and energy conservation. There will also be a small native plant sale. A mixture of new green homes, environmentally conscious renovations, plus watershed-friendly gardens will inspire and provide ideas for going green at your home. More Arlington residents are realizing the benefits of environmentally friendly homes and gardens through their participation in the county's Green Home Choice and Stormwater Wise Landscapes programs. Visit homes and gardens featuring energy-efficient technologies, solar elements, water-saving technologies, native plants, rain gardens, rain barrels, wildlife habitats, and much, much more. Meet your neighbors, embracing ways large and small to make their homes and gardens more planet-friendly. Homeowners, designers, and builders will share their experiences greening up their homes and making their gardens more watershed-friendly. Tickets are $5 per person. All proceeds benefit local conservation activities and efforts. Registration is required to receive the tour brochure and maps in advance. Online registration is available until noon on Friday, June 1st. On-site registration is also available on June 3rd at the Walter Reed Community Center from 12:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. Visit the ecoactionarlington.org website for more details, or contact Eleanor Hodges by phone, that's 703-228-6427, or email Eleanor, that's ELENOR, at ecoactionarlington.org. This tour is sponsored by Eco Action Arlington, formerly Arlingtonians for a Clean Environment, and the county's Department of Environmental Services, which includes the Arlington Initiative to Rethink Energy and the Green Home Choice Program, plus the Virginia Cooperative Extension Master Gardeners. And remember, it's easy being green, visiting these fine examples of environmental living and watershed stewardship, and get inspired to green your home and gardens this summer.
Well, you're right. The environment is so important, and we have to take care of it. And somewhere along the line, we kind of fell off that track, but hopefully we can get back on
Well,
track.
I think Mary did a great job.
keep-
Come visit the gardens.
Keep the environment healthy, and we need it.
Every day is Earth Day.
Every day
in
is
Arlington,
Earth Day.
yes. Oh,
Very
thanks,
good.
Daniel. Very good.
And
That
it
was
sounds
an
like
earlier episode.
ACE changed their name.
That's right.
They did. Well, good for them. Moving forward. All right,
All
here we go. As promised now, our CBB, Community Bulletin Board File. Well, the first event is called Name That Tune. And our producer thinks that this must be an acquired skill, since he keeps coming up with names like Ed or Ralph. Of course, anyway, it's really just a good old-fashioned chance to identify top 40 songs from the 50s and 60s. Come test your skill and try it out on Tuesday, May 29 from 6 to 7 p.m. at Walter Reed Community and Senior Center and Park, 2909 16th Street South here in Arlington. For more information and to register, give them a call. Call Leanne at 703-228-0955. Senor Pene.
That's Leanne Canute.
That's right.
And what about the 90s? Come on, they left out the 90s.
No, I think they'll get to the 80s and 90s, maybe next round.
Maybe next round, yeah. Well, Craig, here's an event for adults and kids in middle school or above. It's about the future of human spaceflight. Join Gregory Mann, International Program Specialist in the Office of International Interagency Relations at NASA, as he discusses current and future plans for human space exploration. Learn about plans for putting people back on the moon, into deep space, and eventually onto Mars. That's on Saturday, June the 2nd, from 2 to 3 p.m. That's at the Shirlington Branch Library, Craig, at 4200 Campbell Avenue.
Shirlington Branch, good spot down there in Shirlington. All right, here we go with more CBB. Here's a fun event for the whole family. It's called Arty Party, and it's a chance for kids of all ages to create their own masterpieces from a variety of materials. For those folks who look at modern art and say, gee, a 5-year-old could have done that or whatever. Well, here's a chance to prove it. That's coming up on Saturday, June 2. From 10:30 to 12:30 in the late morning and early afternoon at Columbia Pike Branch and Library, 816 South Walter Reed Drive. Give them a call and find out more about it. Daniel.
Well, Craig, our friends at the Two Blue Band will be giving another performance here in Arlington. For those of you who don't know, they're an original blues band consisting of Alan Harbitter, Andy Valikos, and Mary Hines. The next show is set for Friday, that's June the 1st, starting at 5 p.m., Craig, at the New District Brewing Company located at 2709 South Oakland Street. Come on down, enjoy a taste, and have a listen.
Come on down.
Come on down.
Come
You're the
on
next
down.
contestant on The Price is Right.
Down. All right. We'll be back with what's coming up next. Oh, our news for seniors right after we look at some tape, I think, on the Rosslyn Fitness Expo. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Leah Verbitsky. I'm the co-founder of Discover the District Events. We're here at our annual Discover Arlington Fitness and Wellness Festival right here in Gateway Park in Rosslyn. This is the DMV's fittest event, and we're so excited for the opportunity to be here today. Beautiful sunshine, and we can't say enough about all of our amazing vendors. Where else can you find all of the awesome fitness studios, wellness companies, as well as awesome healthy food brands all in one spot? You can't. So come to our festival. We hope we can see you, and thank you so much.
All right, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the second annual Discover Arlington Fitness and Wellness Festival here at lovely Gateway Park. For those of you that don't know me, I am Karen McLaughlin. I'm a host of a great radio station show right here in Arlington on the local station WERA 96.7 called Karen's Calendar, talking about all the fun stuff like this that goes on in the DMV. So you guys can check me out on social media or listen to the show. Standing next to me are the founders that are responsible for this great event, Leah and Blake. So if you aren't familiar with them and haven't gotten a chance to say hi, they'll be walking around today. Make sure you come up and get to know them. They know everything there is to know about this event. So if you guys have any questions, comments, thoughts, these are the folks you need to find. So we are very excited this afternoon to have all of these great vendors and exercising places coming out. There is nowhere else where you guys can get a taste of everything that the district has to offer. So we are very happy you're here. We hope you find some great stuff that you haven't maybe gotten a chance to try yet. Yeah. Make sure you hydrate because it is sweaty. I haven't exercised, but I'm sweating already, so that could fool anybody. We want you guys to leave here with tons of goodies. We've got the swag bags. Find some fitness friends. Maybe you'll find a friend, a workout partner that'll motivate you guys to come back and try out some of these studios. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of explanation about how this is going to work, and then you are free to discover whatever you feel. And don't forget that on the other side of Fort Meyer Drive, there are a bunch more stuff. If you don't feel comfortable crossing the street, you can take this little guy up here and cross over the bridge so you don't even have to deal with traffic. Lots of fun stuff over there as well. And what we want to do is thank some sponsors before we let you guys go and start working out. We want to thank definitely Rosslyn Bid for sponsoring the event. Thanking Whole Foods for donating the water and bars at check-in, along with Lululemon for sponsoring all of the swag bags that you guys were lucky enough to get. And we want to thank our volunteers who are assisting us today because we could not do it without them. Lastly, we want to thank Scorpio Entertainment for providing the awesome playlist today that we hope you guys can enjoy and dance all day too. And what we're going to do here is you can pick any tent to start out. everyone should have a passport. What you're going to do is get your passport checked off at every fitness tent that you go to and participate in. And then at the end, if you get all of them, we're going to enter you for a raffle prize. So make sure, and check off at the wellness tents as well. So make sure that you visit everything and get verification that you were there. Now, what we're going to do is, as I said, you can pick anywhere to start. You're going to just rotate around. You're going to want to hit all 20 stations and get the passport as well. And the music will stop and they will announce when it's time to rotate. So you don't have to worry about anything except listening to this wonderful man tell you what to do. I hope everybody here has an amazing time. Enjoy the weather. I think Mother Nature felt like she owed us a favor since she snowed on us the first time we were supposed to do this. But again, say hi to Leah and Blake. Thank you guys for coming out. I hope everybody has a great time and gets to meet some great people and experience some great fitness regimens. Thanks, guys.
And we're
Wow,
back.
we're back.
Everybody's trying to stay fit down there in Rosslyn and
They're
get
definitely
walk
intense.
every day or do something. You know, walk every other day, walk a couple days a week, do something, whatever you can do.
and I like
but
to-
did you doing the squats? Holy
Yeah, that's
that
what I was
lady,
going to say.
Oh my
what
gosh.
was that? 150
Woo.
pounds?
That was a lot of weight.
I could never do that. She's in
It,
shape.
it was funny because during the middle she said, look at those squats, and it was very impressive.
Really good. Okay, well, that was a look at some fitness stuff. Here we go now, as promised, our News for Seniors segment. Here's an item of some concern. About 1 in 6 people get sick from food poisoning each year, and older adults are at an increased risk of complications from food poisoning. Well, Adam Gehring, a representative of the U.S. Department of Agriculture, will present the basics of food safety and ways to prevent this from happening. The presentation will include free takeaways. That's coming up Thursday, May 31st at 10 in the morning at Walter Reed Senior Center, 2909 South 16th Street. For more information and to register, number on your screen there, 703-228-0944. Daniel.
Well, Craig, some people feel that their life is getting out of control, and one of the common problems is clutter. Controlling clutter can be an overwhelming task for many seniors. A representative from the Virginia Cooperative Extension Office will conduct an interactive class and provide tips and strategies to reduce clutter, including junk mail and other papers. That's on Tuesday, May the 29th at 11 a.m. at the Arlington Mills Senior Center. That's located at 909 South Dinwiddie Street. For more information, call 703-228-7369, and that goes for more people than just seniors. It's also youngsters and millennials and everyone, really. Right, Craig?
I'm a bad offender of that. It's unbelievable what stuff I collect. I really need to talk to those people. Well, here we go. Next of our items in News for Seniors. Master gardeners of Northern Virginia are presenting a series of classes on container gardening. No, this is not about growing your very own Tupperware containers. No. These classes focus on growing plants and vegetables in containers as opposed to planting them in the ground. Consideration will be given to shade, container size, the seasons, and a lot more. The next class will focus on gardens that will attract butterflies. This all takes place on Thursday, May 31st at 1 in the afternoon at Arlington Mills Senior Center, 909 South Dinwiddie Street. To register and find out more about it, give them a call at the number on your screen and in your ear now, 703-228-7369. Daniel.
Well, Craig, free individual hearing screenings will be available by appointment. Bonnie O'Leary from the nonprofit organization Northern Virginia Resource Center for the Deaf and Hard of Hearing will conduct these screenings. That all takes place on Tuesday, that's June the 5th, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Walter Reed Senior Center. That's located at 2909 South 16th Street. To schedule an appointment, give them a call at 703-228-0955. And as always, Craig, we want to thank our own Judy Masomny for this
Thanks,
week's
Judy.
Senior Stories. Thank you, Judy, for all your hard work
Appreciate
and
it.
dedication.
Almost forgot my News for Seniors glasses.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
What happened?
That's how.
Now you can see.
Now I can't see. Holy cow. Anyway, that's our News for Seniors segment, and we'll be back with sign off and bye-bye after we look at a little tape here that we shot recently. One of our former cast and crew members here, Michelle Katz, stopped by for a quick surprise visit and had a chance to sit down and chat with her a bit. So here's what we talked about. Everyone, your friendly news anchor Craig Nolan here, and we have a special treat for you tonight, for us anyway, here at, oh, sorry about the microphone, at AWN, Arlington Weekly News. We have a visitor from the past, a special guest, has come back to pay us a visit, and we're really glad she's here. Michelle Katz is here, so
Thank
Michelle,
you.
welcome back.
Thank you so much.
It's
Hopefully
nice
it's
to see you.
a good blast from the past.
A blast from the past, because you were my co-anchor, co-host here
know.
for you and Portia.
Yes, yes, and maybe one of
You
these
still
days
have Portia?
I still have Portia. Portia is now 10 years old.
Portia is a dog, by the way.
Yeah,
not a car.
Portia was this little puppy who
Pomeranian?
used to put.
Was she a Pomeranian?
No, she was a Yorkshire Terrier.
A
Still is a
Yorkie.
Yorkshire
She
Terrier.
still
by
is a
then.
Yorkie.
And we used to put her up here, and she used to sit here while we did our newscast, and would just hang out and stare at the camera and
She
smile.
was part of the show, and she
Yeah.
was very good. She knew her lines.
She knew her
She knew
lines.
her lines. She knew how to do it.
And now she is 10, but she
Oh, my
is
goodness.
missing 15 teeth.
Oh, that's not good.
She had 15 teeth extracted
Wow.
on this trip.
Well,
so
I hope she's all right. Well,
no, she's great now.
It's great to see you, and thanks for popping in here to pay us a visit here. So we decided to put just a little interview together here to catch up and say hey and welcome you back. You're considering a possible relocation to Washington. Is that it from La La Land out
Yeah,
there?
we'll see what's in the we'll see as things evolve
All
in
right.
DC.
Well, that's good. We hope you do, and come back down here to maybe be part of AWN again.
Always, I always
Indeed.
made that promise. No matter where I was, I always come back to my Arlington Weekly News family.
Well, it's great to see you and have you visit us here. So when you were in LA, which is just, it's pretty crazy out there, but you
Yeah.
were working at the network level for ABC, is that correct?
Yes, I was doing a segment called Real Money on a little show.
A little show.
Yeah,
you
a
may
little
have heard
show
of.
called ABC World News with Diane Sawyer.
Yes.
So you might have seen my segments. There were quite a few where families from all over the country were calling me up, and they were just in massive medical debt, and I helped them figure out ways to basically navigate through the healthcare system. And
Which is a maze.
yeah, it's very
A
complicated.
labyrinth.
Unfortunately, it's just
It's
such
pretty-
an issue.
Yeah.
And it's very complicated, and families were going into debt, and still are going into debt, by the way, because I still get those phone calls.
Yes.
So I help them figure out ways to negotiate their bills, to get the treatments they needed without breaking the bank.
I know. Well, health care and health insurance has been one of your issues, and your, just to go back a little bit, your education started here. I mean, you went to
Right.
Georgetown, correct?
Yes, yes. I've got my master's degree in integrated health systems management from Georgetown. Got a nursing degree, and years ago, as you know, I did my first book, Healthcare for Less.
Oh, that's right.
The first book
The first
when I
book.
was here
I think
on
I
the
went
show.
to one of your books.
Yes.
Opening things here, there.
And that's still
was
being
that?
used
What is
today.
that called? I can't remember what they
Yeah,
call
book
those.
signings.
Book signing.
Yes.
That's what it was. I may have a copy. I may even have a
Yeah,
copy of that.
and you know what? Maybe one day I'll bring in an old one just for memories. But that's still on Amazon, the Healthcare for Less. And that's where it all started when I got into an accident. And
Oh my
it
goodness.
wasn't as severe as the latest, but that kind of catapulted into one segment. I did a lot of work
You
with
were
that.
hit by a car.
Yeah, well,
This was what, like almost 5 years ago, or more than 5 years
oh,
ago?
this
2013?
most recent one?
Yeah.
Yes. So I was working with
Oh, the
a-
most recent
the
one.
most recent
Oh,
one. I was
sorry.
working.
two.
I had two. The most recent one, and I don't mean to be like testing the system. That's a big joke. Stop testing the system, but it actually makes me a better healthcare advocate. So yes, I was walking across the street in Santa Monica with a friend of mine, and unfortunately, I was hit by a car. I was thrown about 90 feet. I don't remember.
Whoa.
Pushed her out of the way, so luckily she survived. I almost did not survive.
You sustained significant injuries.
Yeah,
from
and I was writing my third book at the time called Healthcare Made Easy, which was very difficult considering I was recuperating from a concussion.
Oh, my
And dealing with
goodness.
Obamacare that came out, deciphering
Wow.
the system. But it put me into a situation where I learned more about our healthcare system from a legal standpoint. So it's been
And when this happened to you,
Yeah.
you weren't on the clock, so to speak.
no.
You were working freelance
Yeah.
as a freelancer for ABC, so you
Yes.
weren't on the clock.
So I was in between
So you had
insurances.
to get your own legal
Yeah.
representation.
Exactly.
Oh my goodness.
And all that with a concussion, not knowing like
Wow.
what words were. I was having word association problems. I was having problems speaking, talking, walking,
Which is
you
not
name
good
it.
for a television person.
No, not good at all. So, like, some people noticed a few times I kind of pushed through my segments, but I wound up slowing down my segments at the time, and I couldn't be on TV for a few months because my
At
face
least.
was all distorted.
Well, you look amazing now,
Thanks.
so maybe we should move on to happier subject. You look
Yeah,
amazing. You look
thank
great.
you.
You're feeling great.
Well, you guys look great. Everybody
we-
here at the
we
studio is
try here.
wonderful.
We're hanging in there, and oh, was that my 1 minute cue?
1
Thank
minute
you.
already.
Got a 1 minute cue from Miss Adele, camera 2 out there from Miss Adele. Well, it's great to have you stop in here, and you're welcome to come back and sit at your old seat here.
Yeah, I know. I'll have to sit by
anchor
and-
read the news with us anytime.
And
talk
throw in
about-
some healthcare stuff, too. Some
throw in
tips.
some healthcare issues and health insurance issues. I don't know how that all gets sorted out if people get into healthcare problems and how they make it through the labyrinth of between the doctors and the insurance companies
Right.
and the pharmaceutical companies. It's quite a
Well, bring your questions
It's
next
crazy.
time I come on. Just bring your questions
bring
on.
your
I'll try
questions,
to
send your
navigate you
questions
through
in,
it. Send your
and
questions
Maybe
in.
you'll even bring Portia with you next time.
I think maybe I will. Thank you.
Well, we wish you good luck on your relocation efforts to Washington, and
Fingers crossed.
hopefully you'll settle in Northern Virginia here, where it's maybe a little bit more.
Arlington's my home. It always has been.
Really, well, that's good to hear. Well, it's great to see you. Thanks for stopping by and saying hi, and come back and see us again.
Thanks. Bye, everybody.
All right, so there's a look at one of our former co-anchors, Michelle Katz, who stopped by for a visit, and we'll send it back to the desk. Thanks for watching. Bye. That was fun.
I love
It
her,
was
yeah,
a
she's
surprise
awesome.
visit
so
from
great.
Michelle, and she's been through a lot and done a lot, though, and
Yeah.
she's very focused on healthcare and insurance and health issues, and a couple of books to her credit, and she's charging forward. So good for her. We hope she comes back and does a guest shot
And
this
she's-
year, as you say.
And she has such a remarkable life. She also saved her ex-husband
She
from
did.
a heart attack.
That's right, she did. Yep, that's
mean,
another
incredible,
story.
yeah.
So
Remarkable.
she's got some stories to tell. Okay, I'm sorry. Is that a cue from you? Do we have to go now? Paul's telling us something. Our camera number 2 here, and number 3, and number 1.
Go
He's
Caps.
giving us a cue. So yeah, at this point it's 2-0 Caps now. So by this time tomorrow we should know.
We hope, we
if
hope.
they're
Come
headed
on,
to
Caps.
the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Game 7.
So, thanks for watching this edition of the Arlington Weekly News. Next week, if you're there, we'll be here and we'll try it all again. Have a safe week. Bye bye. Happy Memorial Day. I forgot.